us now in the studio to break down what rising inflation actually means for you is GBNews' economics and business editor, Liam Halligan, with On the Money. OK, Liam, yes, an important time to break this down for people. Take it away.
So I've got a few graphics for you, Patrick, because there's lots of numbers floating around here. The first graphic I've got shows you that 10.1% rate of inflation in kind of historic context. For people listening on GB News Radio, we've got a graph here that goes all the way back to before 2014. Between 2013 and the middle of 2020, you see inflation there buffeting around the Bank of England's 2% target. Pretty benign, hardly ever gets in the news. Prices go up about 2% a year. But look what happens in the middle of 2020. Way before the war in Iraq, the graph rockets up from about 1% all the way up now to 10.1% in about a year or 18 months. A very, very sharp increase in inflation there. And, of course, way, way above the Bank of England target. And let's have a little look at the particulars of today's numbers from the Office for National Statistics. On the second graphic, you see there 10.1% was the overall number. Food and drink in particular, that's 14.5% on average more expensive in September 2022 than it was in September 2021. Now, a lot of people will think, my shopping bill's gone up more than that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I actually think these numbers are understating reality. But if you look, drill down into it, things like spuds, some of the staples, rice, they haven't gone up by that much. It's processed foods that have gone up a lot.
Start putting security tags on butter, Liam.
Because dairy's gone up by a lot. Because milk has gone up by about 30-odd%. So it's processed foods, because processed foods need energy, they need more transport and so on. Petrol also, if you drill down into the numbers, petrol is now, or in September 2022, it was 23% more expensive than 2021. But since July, it's actually come down. It's come down about 13%. And that's why you're seeing different headlines during the day. Some people saying petrol's gone up a lot. Some people, petrol's coming down. Yeah. On the year, September to September, Patrick, petrol is 23% more expensive and diesel's gone up even more. But since the height of the summer in July, when oil prices went really, really high, petrol's actually 13% less expensive. So it's up on the year, but it's down over the last couple of months. And the third graphic I wanted to show you is this, and it really goes to the heart of this triple lock issue, which is, a lot of pensioners will be thinking about this. So there's the 10.1% figure there on the left if you're watching on TV. We could raise the basic state pension by 10.1%. You get the inflation number in September, that's what you raise the pension by the following April. That's the convention in the UK. 10.1%, or we could raise, if they're keeping the triple lock, because it's the highest of either pensions or wages or inflation, or 2.5%. Yep. If they increase the basic state pension by 5.5%, that's how high average earnings are, September to September, then that will be by a lot less. And I've done some sums here, Patrick. If the Tories don't keep the triple lock promise and choose to raise the basic state pension just by earnings, pensioners will end up, at 11.1 million pensioners get the basic state pension, with £850 less a week. That's over £440 less per year. So this is really big money for a lot of pensioners. There's a lot of pensioner poverty in the UK. I know quite a lot of baby boomers, they got houses and young people get upset at them, but there's still a lot of pensioner poverty.
Massively.
And I think what happened today at PMQs, I was quite surprised, I don't know about you, but when Liz Truss, her rhetoric was really firm on this. We are increasing the basic state pension by inflation. We are keeping the triple lock. Ian Blackford, the SNP, he didn't know what to do.
No.
And Liz Truss, the first time I've seen her smile in about a month, she said, the honourable gentleman can't take yes for an answer. It was quite a good moment. The question is, did her new Chancellor know that she was going to do that?
Well, that was the thing.
Because if he didn't, she's just committed him to £11 billion of extra spending.
Well, they came out, didn't they, afterwards and said, look, we had a meeting before. And it's quite hard to tell whether or not Jeremy Hunt's surprised by anything there, because he always looks a little bit startled.
He always looks a little bit
He does, just like a rabbit in the headlights.
I was going to say a deer.
Oh, there you go. Well, there we are. Just quickly, Liam, I've just had an email in, and I think it's important to get a bit of context. Can Liam please show us our inflation, or tell us our inflation, in comparison to other European countries or countries around the world? A little bit of context, because we keep being told everything's massively doom and gloomy. I mean, how bad is it, really?
So the August number, 9.9%, inflation in the UK was below the average of the EU countries, below the average. The European Union countries, their inflation comes out in dribs and drabs, so we don't quite know. But I can say safely we are middle of the pack in terms of advanced industrialised countries. And our debt, actually, is low compared to other advanced industrialised countries. About 95% of our national income in a single year. That's the stock of our national government debt. That's pretty low by international standards. But I agree with you, Patrick. You wouldn't think that if you just, if you watch the news and read the papers. Very few people point this stuff out, and I'm glad you asked me.
Liam, thank you very much, as ever. Liam Halligan, our economics and business editor.